My dear child, I speak to you now with a love so profound that no human vocabulary can fully describe its depth. I see your heart, your worries, your regrets, and your greatest dreams. I know the days when tears have filled your eyes, and I know the silent prayers you have whispered in the darkest hours of the night. I understand every tremor of uncertainty in your soul, every wound you try to hide from the world. Nothing is unseen to me, for I have molded you and breathed life into your being. Listen as I share what I long for you to understand, and let these words fill you with a profound hope that transcends your current trials. My beloved child, you are not alone. Even when you feel abandoned by friends or misunderstood by those around you, my presence envelopes you like a warm mantle on the coldest of nights. I understand that in your quiet moments you wrestle with guilt from past mistakes or dwell on failures you believe have shaped your destiny. Hear me clearly. Your story is far from over. Your tomorrow is precious in my hands, and there is nothing I cannot redeem. I am the God who restores what has been lost, the one who picks up shattered pieces to create something more beautiful than before. Trust in me, for my power knows no boundaries. You have tried to fight battles by yourself, feeling as though your strength has reached its limit. Surrender that burden to me. Let me carry the weight of your anxieties and the burdens of your heart. I call you not to a life of despair, but to a journey of peace and renewal. When the winds of this life blow fiercely and it seems that the very ground under you is shaking, cling to me. I am your unshakable foundation, the rock that never crumbles, the fortress that stands for all eternity. Set aside your doubts and see how precious you truly are. I have designed you to be strong, resilient, capable of loving deeply and reflecting the light I have placed within you. Yet I also see how the voices of negativity try to pull you away from me. They whisper that you are unworthy or that your dream is too big. Remember that with me, nothing is impossible. Do not box yourself into fear. Do not let failure define you. Rise again, for I will infuse you with supernatural courage and wisdom to confront every challenge you face. Open your heart to my presence each morning. Seek me in silent reflection before distractions crowd your mind. Bring your sorrows, your hopes, your every question into my presence. As you entrust these concerns to me, your burden becomes lighter. Be honest when you speak to me. Do not feel ashamed if your words are raw, filled with unanswered pain or confusion. I do not shun an honest heart. I delight in your willingness to share your deepest struggles. And in those moments when words fail, remember that I hear the sighs of your spirit. I know each tear by name. When the pressure of your responsibilities grows heavy, it is easy to lose hope. That is why I remind you again to come and rest in my embrace. In that sacred space, my spirit renews your inner strength, quieting the storms that rage within. Let my peace descend upon your troubled thoughts, washing away anxiety like the cleansing rain that nourishes a parched field. My peace is a gift greater than any wealth or possession. It is the calm that withstands the fiercest tempests of life. Embrace that gift. It is yours to receive when you reach out in faith. I have seen you in moments of despair when you questioned your own purpose. There were times you believed no one understood the battle waging in your heart. Yet I, the Lord of all creation, never lose sight of who you are. You are not a forgotten face among countless souls. I call you by name, for you are my beloved treasure. Even when you wander from my path, my gaze is fixed on you, and my arms remain open to welcome you back. There is nowhere you can go that my love cannot reach. There is no pit so deep that my grace cannot pull you out. Take a deep breath and reflect on the dreams that once burned brightly in your heart. Perhaps you have allowed them to fade, discouraged by delays or failures. My child, I know the plans I have for you, and they are plans of hope, not destruction. Even if your timeline has not matched what you imagined, I am not done working. Like a seed planted in the soil, growth may be unseen for a season, but in time, the harvest comes. Let your faith be a seed that you water daily, trusting that I, the Lord of the harvest, will bring it to fruition. Have courage to forgive yourself. You have stumbled, and you have made errors. You have disappointed yourself, and you have hurt others. I have watched you carry this guilt on your shoulders, believing it disqualifies you from my blessing. Let me remind you of my heart. I am He who blots out transgressions and remembers them no more. Do not cling to the chains that I have already broken. Extend that forgiveness to others too. In releasing the bitterness lodged in your spirit, you create space for my love to flourish. Forgiveness frees your soul from the shackles that keep you from joy. When you see the success of those who mock righteousness, do not let envy corrode your heart. Their apparent triumphs may seem dazzling, but they are illusions compared to the eternal treasures I offer. Not all that glitters will last. Seek the kingdom that cannot be shaken, the inheritance that does not decay. As you put me first, as you align your pursuits with my will, you will find a fulfillment that no fleeting pleasure can rival. Your success in my eyes transcends earthly measures, for I look at the integrity of your heart, the compassion you offer, and the faith that perseveres. You may sometimes feel the sting of loneliness, as though no one truly comprehends the storms inside you. In these quiet times, I whisper truth. I am here. My nearness is not conditional on your strength or worthiness. I am near to the brokenhearted, and I bind up their wounds. When you hunger for companionship, fellowship, or affection, I become your comfort and your friend. Let me fill the voids that you have tried to fill elsewhere without satisfaction. I alone can quench the thirst of your soul, for I am the fountain of living water that never runs dry. Arise each day with the conviction that I have more to show you. Never assume you have learned everything about my goodness. I reveal my mercy in new ways, guiding you with the gentle wisdom of a shepherd. Do not be intimidated by the journeys that lie ahead. If I send you, I equip you. If I call you, I empower you. There may be formidable walls standing before you, but as you march in faith, those walls will crumble. My power is greater than any earthly barrier. Walk in boldness, not by your own might, but in the strength that my Spirit gives. Sometimes challenges arise that test the very core of what you believe. You might be tempted to question my love or doubt my promises. Remember that I do not abandon you in seasons of hardship. Rather, I use adversity to refine and shape you, just as a blacksmith uses fire to purify precious metal. Trials do not imply my absence. They are opportunities for your faith to become deeper, your character stronger, and your heart more aligned with my ways. Resist the urge to let your faith waver. Cling to hope. I am your ever-present help, your shield in the battle. Though you walk through valleys of sorrow and heartbreak, you will emerge victorious if you hold on to me. Look at stories of old, where seemingly insurmountable obstacles were conquered by trusting in my power. Recall how the walls of Jericho fell, how the seas parted, how lions' mouths were shut. I have not changed. I remain the same God of miracles who stands beside you. Believe that my arm is never too short to save, never too weak to deliver. When the night seems darkest, dawn is on the horizon. Keep marching forward with courage rooted in me. Let gratitude flourish in your spirit. Do not underestimate the power of thankfulness. When you focus on blessings big and small, you cultivate a heart that is open to receiving even more. It is easy to dwell on regrets or fear what tomorrow might bring. But shift your perspective. When you look at the sunrise, see my faithfulness. When you share a moment of laughter, that is my joy. When you take each breath, remember that I sustain you. Gratitude invites my presence to manifest in your life in greater measure. filling your surroundings with divine favor. My word is a lamp unto your feet and a light unto your path. Dwell on it, not as a cold set of rules, but as the living expression of my heart and truth. Let every promise there become alive in you, shaping how you view yourself, your circumstances, and the people you encounter. Meditate on my teachings in the quiet of the morning and the hush of night. In doing so, you will discover that my words are not mere ancient lines, but a source of ceaseless hope and wisdom. They will transform your thinking, providing clarity when confusion abounds. Cast off the robe of shame you have worn for too long. Fear and shame can stifle your purpose, making you believe you are disqualified from my love. Yet I do not look upon you with condemnation. My gaze is filled with compassion and the desire to see you flourish. When you draw near to me with sincerity, my light exposes not your unworthiness, but your incredible worth. There is no condemnation for those who walk into my open arms, for my grace washes you clean. Let that truth free you from destructive self-judgment. Learn to see yourself as I see you. In your relationships, reflect my mercy. If you find someone who has wounded you, do not repay evil with evil. Instead, extend kindness, for that is the essence of the gospel you profess. I know it can feel risky to love those who have caused you pain. Yet consider the parable of a shepherd who finds a lost sheep. In the same way, learn to forgive as you have been forgiven. Mercy breaks down walls and has the power to heal wounds that might seem beyond repair. As you show mercy, you reflect my heart, planting seeds of reconciliation that can grow into a wondrous harvest. Do not let comparison rob you of the joy I have placed in you. Many appear to lead perfect lives on the surface, but beneath the facade, they may long for the very peace you can share. Turn your attention toward my calling for you. Envy will only cloud your vision and keep you from celebrating the gifts I have uniquely bestowed upon you. Your path is distinct, and so is your purpose. Though there are many in this world, you are not lost in the crowd. Your life matters deeply to me, and I am weaving your story into something extraordinary. My child, guard your heart from the toxic influences that seek to devour the seeds I have planted within you. Whether it is negative associations, destructive habits, or the daily lure of temptation, remain vigilant. Your heart is like a garden that needs constant care. Water it with prayer, feed it with my word, and weed out any bitterness, pride, or deceit that takes root. When you do, your spirit flourishes with righteousness, bearing fruit that blesses both you and those around you. Never underestimate how a single choice to honor me can shift the course of your destiny. When you stumble, for you will, do not hide in shame. Come to me immediately, acknowledging your weakness and seeking my guidance. There is no point in running from the one who knows every corner of your heart. I do not take pleasure in punishing my beloved children. I find joy when they humble themselves and turn back to me. If you fall 7 times, arise 7 times stronger, for my grace is available in abundance. I did not create you to remain in the mire of self-defeat. I created you to rise, washed clean by my love and mercy. Expect miracles in your daily life, not just in dramatic moments. I work in the subtle details. You may not see the parted seas or the manna from heaven as in ancient times, but do not discount the wonders I perform in the quiet corners of your journey. When your spirit is renewed after a heavy night of tears, that is my miracle. When you find peace in the midst of chaos, that is my miracle. When a door opens unexpectedly, know that my hand is at work. Cultivate awareness of my presence, and you will recognize that I am active in every season. Allow yourself to dream again. Fear of disappointment can keep you from daring to envision possibilities beyond your present circumstance. Yet I am the God of resurrection, who can breathe life even into what appears dead and hopeless. Like a farmer scattering seeds across uncertain soil, dare to plant your aspirations in faith. Trust that I am watching over each seed, nurturing it at precisely the right moment. Do not give in to cynicism or let the voice of discouragement silence the dreams I placed in your heart. In my timing, those dreams shall bear fruit that speaks of my glory. When anxiety threatens to overshadow you, lift up your eyes. Fix them on who I am, not on what troubles surround you. The storms of life can be overwhelming, but my might surpasses every wind and wave. In your darkest crises, whisper my name, and I will flood your heart with peace. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the perseverance to move forward in faith, knowing you are not walking alone. Even if no one else stands with you, I will. Call upon me in every worry, every hesitation, and let my calming voice dispel the storm inside you. Celebrate progress, no matter how small. Growth is rarely instantaneous. When a tree grows, it does so steadily, day by day, unseen by the naked eye. Similarly, I am working in the depths of your spirit, shaping and refining you so that you reflect my light more brilliantly. Rejoice in each step, each tiny victory over old habits, each loving word you manage to speak in a moment of tension. This is how transformation unfolds, like a gentle unfolding of petals in the morning sun. Do not despise the process. Trust that my hand guides you toward a stronger, wiser you. Cling to hope, even when the world around you proclaims defeat. I am the God who raised the dead to life, who spoke creation into existence by my very word. No situation is irredeemable, no soul too lost for my grace. You might feel that your environment is too broken, or that darkness is winning in the hearts of those you love. Yet my power thrives in places of desperation. I have reversed countless stories of despair into testimonies of triumph. Allow your heart to stay hopeful, for hope is a powerful flame that can light the way through any darkness. Stay humble, for humility is a treasure that keeps your spirit teachable and aligned with my heart. Pride can blind you, making you believe you no longer need me. But as soon as you rely solely on your own strength, you will discover your limitations. Pride builds walls that keep my blessings away, while humility opens the door for my grace to flow freely. Embrace a posture of humility in every success, recognizing that all good gifts ultimately come from my hand. In your victories, give me the glory. A humble spirit attracts my favor, positioning you to receive even greater blessings. Take time to cultivate relationships that uplift your faith. Not all who walk with you have your best interest in mind. Some may sow seeds of doubt, encouraging destructive behavior. Seek companions who spur you on toward love and righteousness, who speak life into your struggles, and who help you focus on my promises rather than your failures. Share your burdens with those who will stand in prayer with you. Encourage one another. Where 2 or 3 gather in my name, my presence is there. Build a community grounded in truth and generosity. In that nurturing soil, your faith thrives. I see the sacrifices you make. Those moments you have chosen goodness when no one was watching. Those offerings of love you extended without seeking return. Nothing escapes my sight. And though you may not be applauded by crowds, know that you are cherished by me. The quiet acts of compassion you show reflect my very heart. In this world, many clamor for recognition, but I call you to a deeper, more enduring reward. Live your life for an audience of one, mindful that my approval is worth more than any earthly fame or accolade. In the same way a master potter shapes clay on the wheel, I shape your life with precision. Sometimes this shaping can feel uncomfortable. You might feel as though circumstances are spinning beyond your control, but trust the hand that forms you. I work all things together for your good. If you surrender to my craftsmanship, you will emerge as a vessel of honor, capable of carrying blessings to others. Do not fight my molding process out of fear. Surrender is not defeat. When you surrender to me, it is the pathway to discovering your true purpose. Take heart when you consider the future. Though you cannot see every chapter of your journey, I can. I know how each decision, each interaction, each trial and victory weaves into the grand tapestry of your life. I do not lead you aimlessly. I guide you through deserts to reveal hidden wells of hope, through storms to strengthen your resolve, through green pastures so you may rest in my abundance. The future is not a void of random chaos. In my hands, it is a masterpiece of redemption, orchestrated with love and meticulous care. My grace extends to every generation, and I invite you to leave a spiritual legacy. How you live, how you love, how you persist in faith. These form seeds that future generations will harvest. Your steadfast hope in me can become a beacon for your children, your children's children, and beyond. It is not about perfection. It is about showing them the reality of a gracious God who welcomes them as they are. Pour love into those younger than you, offering guidance and prayer. In so doing, you join me in shaping a future that testifies to my faithfulness. When you confront setbacks, view them not as tombstones, but as stepping stones. Each obstacle, each disappointing outcome, is a lesson that refines your character and draws you nearer to me. Rather than sulking in the face of defeat, pause and ask what I am teaching you. Resist the temptation to compare your journey to anyone else's. Your path is uniquely yours, designed for your growth and for my glory. I am with you in the valleys, just as I am with you on the mountaintops. Embrace each challenge as an opportunity to rely more deeply on my sustaining power. Rejoice even before the answers come. Faith is not only about receiving, but believing in advance that I, the Lord your God, will act on your behalf. Let your praise arise before you see the breakthrough, for such praise is born of true trust. It delights my heart to see you worship in the waiting. Like seeds planted in unseen soil, your gratitude and praise prepare the atmosphere for a glorious harvest. Even if the world doubts and your circumstances appear unchanged, a heart set on praise already triumphs in the spiritual realm. Keep your moral compass aligned to my principles. The world shifts constantly in its moral guidelines, but my truth remains a firm anchor. Integrity matters. If you compromise on small matters, it weakens your foundation. Stand firm in righteousness, even when temptations beckon with enticing rewards. Your greatest treasure lies in your relationship with me, not in shortcuts that lead to temporary gains. When you choose to do what is right, you protect your testimony and safeguard your future. I honor those who honor me, and you will see that my favor surpasses any fleeting advantage gained through deceit. In seasons of waiting, do not mistake my silence for absence. Waiting is often where I do my best work. Just as a farmer waits patiently for the seed to germinate, trust that my timing is perfect. Delays do not equal denials. If you find yourself in a desert, know that I'm refining you, teaching you patience, endurance, and deeper dependence on me. Resist the impulse to rush ahead by your own logic, for you might miss the masterpiece I'm crafting. A well-timed blessing is far more precious than one snatched prematurely. Remind yourself continually of my faithfulness throughout history. I am the same God who delivered captives, healed the sick, and fed multitudes with a few loaves and fish. Reflect on how I guided generations past, and let that rekindle your hope. I have not changed. The same power that parted seas lives and moves among you now. I am ever ready to intervene in your life, to heal, to guide, to comfort. Let testimonies of old remind you that you are not forgotten. My compassion for you is limitless, my love for you unwavering. When you feel weak, my strength becomes perfect within you. Bring me your exhaustion, and I will infuse you with vigor. When you have run out of human solutions, you are primed to witness my divine solutions. Let go of the anxiety that says you must figure everything out on your own. I am your creator, your Father, your Sustainer. Your limitations are not a barrier to me. They are a canvas upon which I display my power. Allow my Spirit to work in and through you, transforming your weakness into a platform for a mighty testimony. Speak life with your tongue. Words have weight, and they can either build up or tear down. Be mindful of the narratives you declare over yourself and over others. Instead of declaring impossibilities, proclaim that with me all things are possible. Instead of criticizing your own abilities, remember that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Let your mouth magnify blessings rather than curses, faith rather than fear, hope rather than despair. The fruit of your lips will feed your soul, so choose your words with godly wisdom. In so doing, you align yourself with the creative power I have given you. Pursue purity in a world that normalizes what is destructive. Let my Spirit guide your choices and your entertainment. Evaluate what you allow into your mind and your heart. You are a temple of my Spirit, meant to radiate my holiness. Do not be swayed by those who call evil good and good evil. Stand firm in the purity that reflects my character, and do so with humility and love. You are called to be a light in darkness, not by self-righteous condemnation, but by living out a genuine reflection of my heart. Embrace community with fellow believers who seek my presence. Support one another in prayer and fellowship. Let no one suffer alone when you can extend compassion. In lifting each other's burdens, you emulate the sacrifice I made. Be patient, bearing with each other's flaws. None of you are perfect, but each of you is precious in my sight. When you gather, invite my Spirit to move freely among you. Where there is unity, I command a blessing. Let your gatherings be marked by encouragement, truth, and genuine worship that draws you deeper into my love. If you find yourself worried about provision, remember that I feed the birds and clothe the lilies of the field. You are far more valuable to me than they. Work diligently, but do not let fear drive you into relentless striving. Rest in the knowledge that I am your ultimate provider. The bread you eat, the shelter you have, the opportunities that come your way, all of these are part of my daily care for you. A grateful heart, filled with thanksgiving, keeps you from the pit of greed and materialism. Seek first my kingdom, and your needs will be met in my perfect wisdom. In your deepest trials, do not isolate yourself from me or from those who genuinely love you. Pain can cause your heart to retreat, but isolation only magnifies loneliness. Share your burdens in prayer, trusting that I am strong enough to carry them. I place people in your life so that you can walk together, supporting each other's faith. Do not be too proud or too fearful to ask for help. Remember that you are part of a body, each member designed to support the others. As you open your heart, healing and restoration will flow more readily. Seek my counsel in every decision. If you build your house on the shaky foundation of mere human insight, it will not withstand the storms that inevitably arise. But when you root your life in my wisdom, you anchor yourself to something unmovable. Come to me for guidance in the small choices as well as the monumental ones. I delight in your dependence on me, for it shows you recognize who I am in your life. Wait upon my direction, confirm it through prayer, and trust that I do not lead you astray. Obedience to my instruction will always yield far greater fruit than shortcuts forged by impatience. Stay alert, for the adversary prowls like a roaring lion, seeking who he can devour. Often the attack begins subtly in your thoughts. Discouragement, lust, deceit. They creep in when you let your guard down. Clothe yourself in the spiritual armor I have provided: truth, righteousness, readiness to speak the gospel, faith, salvation, and my word. Stand firm, holding on to faith with unwavering grip. Resist temptation by recalling my promises. Remember, I have not left you powerless. My Spirit empowers you to overcome every snare. Stand in the victory I have already won for you. Treasure quiet moments where you can be still before me. In the rush of daily life, the noise can drown out my voice. But in solitude, your soul can tune in to my gentle leading. Do not be afraid of silence. In the silence, your heart can rest, your spirit can commune with mine, and clarity emerges. You might find that in the stillness, I plant creative ideas, instructions for your next step, or a comforting word that soothes your fears. Do not neglect these pockets of calm. They are vital for strengthening your bond with me. When you see injustice, remember that I am a God of justice. Do not lose heart if the wicked seem to prevail momentarily. Their triumph is temporary. I will bring every hidden deed to light. In the meantime, pray for those who cause oppression, for my mercy extends to all who genuinely repent. Stand against evil with courage and integrity, but never let bitterness rule your heart. As you pursue justice, do so with the understanding that only my grace can transform even the hardest of hearts. Trust that I see every tear shed by the oppressed, and I will have the final word. Bear in mind that this journey of faith is not a sprint, but a marathon. There will be times when your pace slows, and other times when you will run with exhilarating swiftness. Regardless of your speed, keep moving forward. Refuse to quit simply because you have stumbled. The road may be long, but I am your constant companion, replenishing you at every rest stop. Lean on me for endurance. Learn from each misstep and keep your eyes on the everlasting prize, the fullness of my presence and the eternal joy that comes from abiding in my love. I delight in your sincere prayers, whether they are eloquent words or broken sobs. You do not need to impress me with grand speeches. Speak to me from the depth of your heart, and be assured I hear you. Do not worry if your words falter. My spirit interprets the groanings of your soul, and my heart responds with compassion. Trust that I am at work, even when the situation looks grim. Pray in faith, believing that I am more than capable of performing wonders that exceed your highest expectations. Reflect on the parable of the lost son, who squandered everything yet found his father running to embrace him upon his return. Understand that my love for you is of the same nature. No matter how far you have strayed, I wait for you with open arms, ready to clothe you anew in grace and righteousness. Do not believe the lie that you must clean yourself up completely before coming to me. Come as you are, and I will transform you. My love is not conditioned on your perfection. It is anchored in my eternal nature. Teach your children and those in your care about my love. Let them see it in your actions, hear it in your words, feel it in your gentleness. The legacy of faith you nurture in them will yield results beyond what you can imagine. Tell them the stories of my faithfulness, not as ancient myths, but as living truths that reveal who I am. Model forgiveness, model integrity, model a heart of worship. Children watch more than they listen, so let your life speak volumes of my grace and power. Even if you feel inadequate, I will guide you. Wake up each day with the conviction that I have something fresh to show you. Let not cynicism take root. Even if you have faced repeated disappointments, keep your heart open. The manna that fed my people in the desert arrived new each morning. It could not be stored or it would spoil. Similarly, every day I offer new mercies, new insights, new reasons to hope. Do not rely on yesterday's bread for today's hunger. Seek me daily, and you will be sustained with the spiritual nourishment your soul craves. Seek wisdom as if it were a hidden treasure. Worldly intelligence can be impressive, but wisdom that comes from me is incomparable. It aligns your life with heavenly perspective, enabling you to see the long-term impact of your choices. When you pray for wisdom, I give generously without finding fault. Lean on my understanding rather than solely trusting your intellect. Sometimes my ways may appear counterintuitive to human logic, but they carry within them the seeds of eternal blessing. You honor me, when you trust my counsel above all else. Lift your voice in praise, not only in places of worship, but also in your daily routines. Praise has the power to shift atmospheres. When you praise me in the midst of sorrow, it testifies to your unwavering trust. When you praise me in triumph, it acknowledges that every victory is ultimately mine. Praise me when your heart is light, and praise me when it is heavy. It is through a lifestyle of praise that your soul remains anchored in joy. Let gratitude and worship be your weapons against the shadows that try to invade your mind. Carry kindness everywhere you go. Acts of compassion are never wasted. Even the smallest gesture, offering a listening ear, a warm meal, a word of encouragement, reflects my love to the world. Do not underestimate the ripple effect of one kind word or deed. It can soften hearts, repair fractured relationships, and open doors for restoration. In a world often marred by cruelty and indifference, your kindness can be a beacon of light that points others to the source of all goodness. Me, your God who loves every soul unconditionally. Remember that the path I set for you includes times of celebration and times of weeping. Both are essential parts of growth. It is in the valley that your faith is tested and refined, and on the mountaintop that you rejoice in my faithfulness. Do not despise one season or idolize the other. See each as part of a divine tapestry. I am with you when you dance in delight, and I am with you when you bow in sorrow. Your tears are never wasted. They water the seeds of new life within you. In every chapter, I remain your faithful companion. Your identity is rooted in me, not in the labels the world tries to place on you. Ignore the voices that limit you, telling you that you are too broken, too flawed, too insignificant. You are mine, crafted with meticulous care, chosen to display my nature in unique ways. No matter the mistakes, your worth has not diminished. You bear my image, and I have set my seal upon you. When society tries to define you by your past, remember that I define you by my eternal love. You are more than enough, because I, the great I Am, have called you my own. Let faith triumph over fear. Fear may whisper that your situation is hopeless, that you lack the capacity to overcome, that evil will prevail. Drown out that voice by immersing yourself in the truth of my word and the remembrance of my deeds. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. It steps out of the boat in the middle of the storm, trusting that I will hold you up. When the waves threaten to swallow you, focus on me, and you will walk atop those waters instead of sinking beneath them. Stand in awe of my holiness. I am not just a loving friend, but also the sovereign creator of all that exists. My holiness is a consuming fire that purges evil and refines righteousness. Approach me with reverence, understanding that grace did not abolish my holiness, but offers you a way to dwell in it. Repent freely, knowing that repentance aligns your heart with mine and keeps your conscience clear. Let the majesty of who I am inspire you to worship in spirit and truth, recognizing that though I am infinitely grand, I desire close relationship with you. Pay attention to the whisper of my spirit in your conscience. Often I speak through gentle nudges, a call to humility, a prompting to show love, a caution against stepping into temptation. The more you obey these whispers, the clearer my voice becomes. Conversely, ignoring these prompts can numb your spiritual senses. Stay sensitive to my leading. I'm not distant or silent. I am active in your everyday reality, guiding you in ways both marvelous and subtle. Let your spirit remain receptive, willing to respond to my direction in faith and obedience. Do not be surprised by the adversity you face. Though you are my beloved, you live in a fallen world. Trials will come, and sometimes they will feel overwhelming. Yet know that every trial must bow to my ultimate authority. Its duration and intensity cannot surpass what I allow for a higher purpose. Cling to me with unwavering trust, Let adversity drive you deeper into prayer, deeper into self-examination, deeper into compassion for others who suffer. Even the darkest clouds can water the seeds of endurance, empathy, and spiritual richness within your heart. When anger stirs your soul, pause and invite me into that moment. Anger itself is not sin, but it can become destructive if left unchecked. Allow my spirit to govern your responses. Speak words that bring resolution and peace instead of more conflict. Let love guide your actions, recognizing that each person you encounter carries a story, bears wounds, and needs grace. You are my ambassador of reconciliation, tasked with sowing seeds of unity. Through gentleness, understanding, and patience, watch how the fires of anger die down and healing begins. Value the moments of solitude, but also appreciate the gift of community. Both are vital to your spiritual well-being. In solitude, you commune directly with me, replenishing your soul. In community, you learn to love as I love, to bear with one another's burdens, to forgive and be forgiven. Isolation may seem safer at times, but it deprives you of the richness of shared faith. I designed you for relationships, with me and with others. Seek balance, ensuring that neither solitude nor community is neglected, for both shape you into the person I have called you to be. Stand firm against any voice that tries to shame you because of your past. When you repented, I hurled your sins into the depths of the sea, never to be retrieved. Shame only has power if you grant it. My son's sacrifice was sufficient. You are redeemed, and you are free to live in the fullness of that redemption. Do not let guilt chain you to an old identity. Stand confidently in the new creation you have become. Let your testimony be a bright testament to my grace, showing others that no one is beyond the scope of my love. Exercise patience, not just with circumstances, but with yourself as well. Growth takes time, and sanctification is a process. If you falter, do not conclude that you have failed for good. Get back up and start again, for my mercies are new every morning. Perseverance shapes character. I'm not looking for those who perform flawlessly, but for those whose hearts remain steadfast, longing to please me. Keep striving toward holiness, leaning on the limitless grace I offer. One day you will look back and see how far you have come, and you will glorify me for the transformation. Embrace spiritual disciplines like prayer, fasting, and the study of my word as a regular part of your life. They are not burdens, but instruments of intimacy. Through them, you tune your heart to my frequency, silencing the clamor of the world. These practices are not mere rituals. They are portals to deeper fellowship. Prioritize them, just as you would protect time for your closest relationships. In that sacred space, I will reveal deeper truths, pour out my comfort, and prepare you for the work I have called you to accomplish. Take care of the body I have given you. It is the vessel through which your spirit interacts with the world. Nourish it with healthy habits, rest when needed, and treat it with respect. You cannot fully carry out the purposes I have for you if you neglect your physical well-being. Balance is key. Seek my wisdom in all aspects, including how you care for yourself. Remember, your body is a temple of my spirit. Honor it as you would honor me, and you will find yourself better equipped to serve, love, and live according to my design. Use the resources I have entrusted to you, time, finances, abilities, to bless others. Living with an open hand reflects my heart of generosity. Do not fear that you will lack if you give freely. I am your source, and my storehouses are abundant. When you sow seeds of kindness and generosity, you align with my divine economy where blessings multiply. Look for opportunities to uplift those who cannot repay you. Remember, when you help the least of these, you do it unto me. I see every act of kindness and will return it in ways that enrich you far beyond material gain. Renew your mind daily by focusing on what is pure, noble, and worthy of praise. The world bombards you with messages that breed envy, lust, anger, and despair. Counter these by meditating on my truth. Your mind is the battlefield where the enemy launches his most cunning attacks. By guarding your thoughts, you safeguard your actions. Reflect on the promises I have given you, and let them override the negative scripts you might be repeating to yourself. In so doing, you gradually shape a mindset that is conducive to faith, hope, and love. Appreciate the power of confession. Speak truthfully to me about your sins, your doubts, and your fears. Keep no secrets, for hidden things fester and create distance between us. Confession is not just admission, it's an act of trust, a declaration that you believe in my mercy and desire my help. Bring your darkness into the light and watch as my forgiveness cleanses and my grace transforms. In the place of secrecy, you will find condemnation. In the place of confession, you find freedom. This is how you maintain a pure, open channel of communication with me. Allow my Holy Spirit to be your comforter and counselor. He is ever present, ready to guide you into all truth, reminding you of everything I have taught you. Make room in your day to listen for His guidance. His gentle nudges can spare you from poor decisions or guide you toward divine appointments. Do not grieve Him by ignoring His promptings or choosing paths contrary to my word. Instead, welcome Him as your lifelong companion and teacher, for He testifies of my love and reveals my heart to you in the moments you need it most. Live out your faith through tangible deeds. Let your devotion to me be evident not just in words, but in your actions. Serve those who are marginalized, feed the hungry, care for the orphans and widows. Let your light shine in practical ways that meet real needs. Through your hands, I extend my compassion. Through your smile and empathy, others glimpse my kindness. Faith without works is dead, but in a life ablaze with service, faith blossoms and testifies to who I am. Let the world see that my love is not theoretical, but alive and active in you. Remember that my kingdom is already among you, though not yet fully manifested. I invite you to participate in what I am doing here and now. Each time you choose love over hate, truth over deception, forgiveness over revenge, you usher in my kingdom a little more. Keep your eyes on the eternal city, but do not neglect to bring hope to the present moment. Your daily decisions, guided by my Spirit, can transform workplaces, families, neighborhoods. You carry my presence wherever you go. Be mindful that your every choice can reflect my glory to a world desperate for light. As you grow in knowledge and spiritual maturity, avoid falling into arrogance. Spiritual pride is a snare that can trap even the devout. Remember that all you have is a gift from me. Let knowledge produce humility, not conceit. Share your insights lovingly, guiding others with compassion rather than judgment. True wisdom recognizes its source in me. The more you learn, the more you realize how endless my wisdom is, how profound my mysteries are. Approach my throne with awe, acknowledging that you are but a finite creature in the presence of the infinite. Cultivate a heart of worship in every season. Worship is more than music and singing. It is the posture of your life. It's the conscious choice to honor me above all else. If you find yourself in a desert season, lift your voice in worship even when it hurts. If you are on the mountaintop, exalt me in gratitude. Worship is an alignment of your spirit to my sovereignty. It sets your priorities in order and renews your perspective. Through worship, your spirit resonates with the heavenly chorus, joining the eternal anthem that declares my goodness forever. Prepare your heart to face criticism. Not everyone will celebrate your faith or your devotion to me. Some will misunderstand and ridicule you, but remember, they also mocked the prophets and my beloved Son. Stand firm in truth, yet do so with grace. Let love be your response to hate, for love disarms hostility. If you face persecution, remember the eternal blessings reserved for those who endure. You are not alone in your sufferings. You walk the same path, trod by those who carried faith across centuries. Lift your head, for I am proud of you when you stand boldly for righteousness. When past traumas resurface, bring them to me rather than burying them again. My healing goes beyond surface wounds. I desire to restore your soul, mending the fractures within. Sometimes this involves facing painful memories, perhaps seeking counsel from wise believers, or extending forgiveness to those who deeply hurt you. Though it can be painful, do not fear the healing process. I will walk with you through every valley, binding the broken places and restoring hope. Your scars can become testimonies of my grace, showing that I redeem even the darkest chapters of your story. Let my joy be your strength. This joy is not dependent on external circumstances, but flows from the unchanging reality of my love. You can have joy when finances are tight, when relationships are strained, when the future is uncertain. Why? Because you know I am for you, not against you, and that your eternity is secure. Joy transcends fleeting happiness. It is a deeper current that sustains you through life's tempests. When storms rage, let your soul anchor in my promises, and the wellspring of joy will not run dry. Do not be anxious about your limitations. Those very limitations force you to rely on my limitless power. Instead of complaining about what you lack, glorify me for what you have. Lift your weaknesses before me, and I will become strong in them. When I bring you through a challenge, everyone will see that it was my power at work, not your own capability. That way, the glory belongs to me, and your story becomes a beacon of hope. People will realize that if I can work wonders through you, I can do it for them too. Develop patience with my process. Rushing. My timing often results in frustration or missed blessings. The world moves at a frantic pace, demanding instant results. But remember, I see the span of eternity. I may choose to move suddenly, or I may choose to develop a situation over time. You might not always comprehend the reasons, but trust that my pace is perfect. When you wait upon me, you will mount up with wings like eagles. The fullness of my plan is revealed in the quiet confidence of those who trust me, even when the path is not clearly visible. Speak truthfully, but balance truth with compassion. A harsh word can close ears and harden hearts. A word of truth spoken in love, however, can soften even the toughest soil. Integrity in communication reflects my character. Whether you are correcting someone, giving advice, or sharing the gospel, let your motivation be pure love, not self-righteousness. Seek my guidance in how and when to speak. Sometimes silence can be more powerful than speech if it is guided by wisdom. When you do speak, let your words carry grace and healing. When nighttime fears creep in, recall that I neither slumber nor sleep. I watch over you day and night. My angels stand guard, and my sovereignty extends over every realm. In your bed, as you wrestle with anxious thoughts, whisper my name. I am as near as your heartbeat, ready to calm the storm within you. Rest in the knowledge that nothing escapes my notice. Nothing is too small or too great for my concern. As you lie down, do so in peace, knowing that the one who loves you most stands watch. Seek my face more than my hand. It is good to bring your needs before me, for I am your provider. But never let your relationship with me reduce to merely obtaining blessings. I long for genuine communion with you. When you seek my face, you discover my heart, my thoughts, my desires for you. This intimacy transforms you from the inside out. Yes, I will supply your needs, but let your greatest joy be found in simply knowing me and being known by me. Reflect on how I have carried you through every stage of life thus far. Remember the times you were sure all hope was lost, yet you emerged stronger. Do not attribute your survival to mere coincidence. Acknowledge my faithful hand that never let go. As you recount these experiences, your faith grows. equipping you to face new challenges with confidence. Share these testimonies with others. One story of my faithfulness can ignite hope in someone who feels that their situation is beyond rescue. Let the reality of my resurrection power resonate in you. Just as I conquered the grave, I can conquer anything that has entombed your spirit. Loss, failure, grief, none of these have the final say. I infuse dead dreams with new life. I bring forth beauty from ashes. If the grave could not hold me, then no stronghold can keep you from walking in my victory. Embrace resurrection life, daily stepping out of the tomb of guilt or despair into my radiant freedom. Your life becomes a living testimony that no matter how hopeless a situation seems, I can breathe life back into it. Always remember, my child, that everything I do out of love. My judgments are born of love. My discipline is shaped by love, and my blessings overflow because of love. This perfect love casts out fear. When doubts arise about why certain events unfold as they do, rest in my character. I am love, and love never fails. Take refuge in that unwavering truth. Let it fuel your worship, guide your interactions with others, and sustain you through valleys of uncertainty. Your future shines brightly under the banner of my endless compassion. Live with heaven in mind, but do not neglect the present. The world needs to see my grace manifested through those who believe in me. With an eternal perspective, your priorities shift. Kindness, generosity, and humility become your treasures, for they have value that extends beyond this fleeting life. While you yearn for the eternal home I have prepared, let your time on earth serve as a mirror that reflects my glory. In doing so, you become a vessel through which I extend healing, hope, and restoration to a broken world. As you reach the end of these words, let my spirit continue to speak. I stand at the door of your heart, gently knocking. Invite me in daily. Let me guide your steps and calm your fears. Each sunrise marks a new opportunity to walk in deeper fellowship with me. Each sunset is a reminder that I have been faithful yet another day. Keep these words close to your heart. Reflect on them, savor them, and allow them to reshape your mind and spirit. My beloved, I do not grow weary of reminding you. I love you without limit or condition. There is nothing you can do to extinguish my love, nothing you can achieve to amplify it. It simply is. Trust in that love. Lean on it when your own strength fails. Return to it when all other sources of comfort vanish. My love is the thread that weaves purpose into your existence. Breathe in this truth. Let it become the foundation upon which you stand. Yes, I am the Lord your God. I am holy, I am merciful, and I am the one who has called you by name. Hold my hand and fear no evil. Step into each new day with courage and expectation. Be assured that my grace is sufficient for every trial. My joy is your strength for every sorrow, and my love endures forever. Wherever your feet may tread, I am with you. You are never lost, never forsaken. You dwell under the shadow of my wings, secure and treasured. Let the knowledge of my unending faithfulness permeate every fiber of your being, now and forevermore. Go in peace, and let my love shape your every breath. Amen.